Well, good morning or good afternoon to everyone, depending on what part of the country you're calling in from. My name is Ginger Bell, and I'd like to welcome you to the Finance of America Mortgage, using renovation loans to leap ahead of the competition. So as you're getting logged in today, I'm going to go through a couple of housekeeping items. First of all, you can listen two different ways. You can dial in from your phone, or you can listen on your computer. This is a very popular webinar. We have a lot of you registered, and we're happy to have you on the webinar today. And so we do have you muted, but you can ask questions. And how you do that is by typing your question in the Q&A box or in the chat box. So either one of those will get questions to me. And let's go ahead and check and make sure that you all can hear me okay, and I'm not muted here. And if you can just type in the chat box and let me know what part of the country you're calling in from. And I always like to know how the weather is. It's a great conversation for all of us. We do have information that we'll be covering today, and so I'm going to post that. You can get a copy of the slide deck by clicking on the link. And there you go. Adam. Welcome, welcome, California. Very good. Cloudy in DC. Getting warmer in New Jersey. Yeah, it's that time of the year. You never know what you're going to get. I'm going to be in New Orleans next week at the NAM Focus Conference, and I'm hoping the weather is a little bit warmer there. Hey, William. Dracia, Oregon, Bend. How is Bend today? Hopefully you guys have some snow. I think it's coming. Very good. Oh, great. So is it Channon? You're going to be at NAM Focus. So make sure and stop by our booth. And I'm going to be doing a session there during lunch. On Thursday, we're going to be doing a session on diversity. So make sure and stop by and say hello. And then we have a couple of different sessions. I know John Kate from our Finance of America commercial will be doing a great session on commercial and Love Let Product. That's one of the upcoming webinars we have this month as well. So it's always nice in the Bay Area, Cassie. Not always. Sometimes it's foggy there. And yeah, you never know. So Riverside, Valencia, Orange County. I love it there, Lisa. It's wonderful. So glad you're having good weather there. I am in Portland, Oregon today, where it's gray and cloudy, and I miss the sun. It's that time of the year where it's really hard. But we do have a lot of great things we're talking about today, and I see William has jumped on the webinar with me. He was a little busy on another webinar that he was doing, so good to be busy. We do have other webinars coming up this month. Just a quick rundown. So tomorrow I am going to be doing a webinar on standing out in your market, and I'm actually starting a series I'm doing with Finance of America on things you can do to stand out in your marketplace. And I'm very excited about the webinar we're doing tomorrow, because it's going to be talking about things you can do to get seen on Google. And it's interesting because, you know, everything changes, and we know technology is always changing, and our programs are always changing, and that's why it's always good to hop on webinars to find out what's new, and that's some of the things that William's going to talk about. But tomorrow I'm going to do in my webinar, we're going to talk about voice searches, which is the big thing now. Everybody has the ability, whether it's Siri or Alexa, which she's going to wake up, I'm going to say her name now, Google, all these different things, and people are searching. So what I'm going to talk about tomorrow is what's changing in that, how you can do some things in your business to be able to start getting in front of these searches. And so make sure to hop on that. So that's a series that I'm starting. Next, or actually on the February 25th, Tuesday, we're going to be doing our investment property. So talking about great programs for you to be able to talk to your real estate investors. And I know millennials are definitely, in fact, I was having a conversation with someone the other day about how millennials see properties, and they do see it as an investment. So that's a great webinar to hop on. And then we're starting another new series this year, which I'm calling Conversations from the Field. And, you know, I have conversations with account executives with Finance of America talking about programs, and so many great programs that we have at Finance of America, but just really bringing that expertise. And so what I'm doing is each month we are going to be having one of the fabulous account executives from Finance of America joined me and talking about trends that they're seeing. So things they're seeing in their marketplace, things they're seeing with different programs, how to leverage them, how to market them, all those kind of things. So I'm very excited about that. And so we'll be starting that on Wednesday, February 26th. So you can always register for our webinars on our website, which is famuevents.com, or of course, on the FAM Wholesale website as well. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Before I do that, I am going to post that link up here, and then I am recording this webinar. You know, I always send out a copy of the recording, always send out the links for you. And of course, if you ever need anything, by all means, let us know as far as webinars. And we also are going to show you where you can access all of our previous webinars and our training when we get to the end of this. So, William, welcome.
Hey, Ginger. Hey, everybody.
So I have joining me today Mr. William Brown, who's the National Renovation Sales Manager for Finance of America. And one of the things, you know, this month we titled things Leaping In. It's February 29th, the end of the month. It's on a Saturday. It's a leap year. Only happens every 4 years. And it's kind of interesting. I actually recently read, William, that the reason we have leap years because if we didn't have that I think within 10 years, and I'll pull up that stat and post it, that we would be off by like thousands of hours. And so we have the leap year every 4 years to accommodate for what's happening as far as our calendar and actually the rotation of the sun.
Yeah, so, I think that's right. That's actually amazing. Somebody could figure that out in the 16th century.
Yeah, it's amazing. Back before we had the internet and all the things we have. So all those kind of things. So today we're going to talk about really leveraging everything within the renovation home loans. And we have been doing training on this for a long time. Today we're going to talk about really that overview and things to look at, things to focus on, to be able to go and talk to your realtor partners, to be able to talk to your borrowers, and even thinking about refinance. We know there's a shortage of properties that are out there. That's not going to go away. And so what are some of the things that we can do to fix up the houses that are there? So let's start with an introduction. You have some interesting ideas here too as far as looking at some of the products that we offer. So William, I'll let you take it away.
Okay, so the first thing we want to tell you guys is that this is really a high-level overview of reno. That's the wrong slide because you don't have C2P in your market. I'm sorry. We're going to talk about the rental products, but it's not a detail level product training. That is available on FAMU through Platinum as well. So there's recorded webinars, which I strongly encourage you to listen to, not because, well, the reason is, A, I want you to be successful, and B, I don't want you to sell something to a consumer that I can't fulfill once the loan closes. So do the training, and you'll feel much better about talking about it. We're going to talk about each product high level. I'll give you some best practices that I was successful using and that loan officers who take my advice are succeeding with selling the products. We'll look at some specific scenarios if you have any. And then I kind of built a business development strategy because it's February and it's early in the year, and I'm betting that some people out there don't have their 2020 business development strategy nailed down yet. So I was going to give you some insights into that.
Yeah, and really it's about having a plan too and creating that strategy, and there's lots of different opportunities to be able to work on that. And so having that high level is important. And the thing of it is too, and having that high level, you have an understanding, William, of some of the things you can do, and then you can drill down into the guidelines, contact your FAM account executive to really get into the details. So let's talk 203K.
Okay, so 203K is the old standard renovation loan. It's been around, since the 60s, 68, I think. It actually, I'm so sorry, there's 2 typos in it. Ginger, I'm going to have to update this before you post it. It'll be 90% on a purchase or 97.75% on a refi. That's your as-completed LTV. So the question was, why would I do this, a refi versus a cash out? Well, you get more cash if you do a renovation loan. And it's also a bigger safety net because the lender's in the middle of the transaction between the consumer and the contractor and the quality of work. So those are the main reasons. But we have a limited 203K capped at $35,000 all in, including the finance fees. So if you've never done renovation loans, all those fees are calculated on a specially built worksheet, which you have to use for any renovation loan. And so the fees are always financed. But the limited is capped at $35,000 all in, including the standard 203K, which actually doesn't have a cap. It has a minimum $5,000 amount. It allows for structural repairs, including tearing the house down to the ground and rebuilding it on the same foundation.
Which is amazing.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. And we do about, I'd have to check. We may have done 4 or 5 of those last year. It's
Nice.
really, yeah. I mean, and the cap is the county limit, whether it's high balance or the regular HUD limit. Okay, so and then we don't have a relationship between how much the house is purchased for or how much they owe on it versus how much we can lend for the refi. It's all based on the appraisal. And then about a month ago, Ginger and I did a webinar on qualified opportunity zones, which is a part of a federal program that rolled out in January, I think, December. And a qualified opportunity zone, you can find them online. Just Google qualified opportunity zones, and there's a map, and you can put the property address in. If it's in a qualified opportunity zone, what it does for the consumer who's doing a limited 203K is it expands their budget for renovations from about $29,000 in actual hard and material and labor costs to about $42,000, but it's still a limited 203K loan. So there's no HUD consultant required. We allow up to 3 contractors. Doesn't impact the price. The consumer just gets more money to fix up their house, and which is huge because $29,000 really is it's a pretty tight budget for a lot of general home upgrades and updates. 40 is a better number.
Well, especially if you're thinking about you need to upgrade the kitchen and maybe a couple of bathrooms, you can go through that. And so being able to have that increased amount. The other thing I love about this, and anytime there's a change, it gives you guys an opportunity to go out and to talk to realtors about a change.
Yes.
And so, if you've been on a lot of our webinars, we talk a lot about video, and video is everything. And you're going to hear nothing but video from me for like the rest of the year and probably a long time because it's everything now. And so even just doing a quick little update, if it's something you're putting through a bomb or if you're posting it on social, just talking about, hey, there's a change to the qualified opportunity zones. I'm not seeing a lot of people talk about it. And this is a big one for realtors. Realtors love to use this information to talk to borrowers, to talk to buyers, to talk to sellers, because it gives them that expertise. So give it to them. Let them know, hey, did you know in these areas, look up the areas. We have training, as William said, we did a webinar on this last month. We can do another one again. I think it's a great opportunity to really leverage that. But you can go into FAMU. You can go back and see that. We have all the resources there and go talk to some of your realtors about that. So Fannie Mae HomeStyle, another fabulous product, and this one is available for more than just the owner-occupied. It's also available for investment properties.
Right, and if you're looking for something to talk to your realtors about, talk to them about this because most of the ones I talked to in 2019 when I did realtor presentations, East Coast, Midwest, in the upper Midwest, down in Florida, they hadn't heard of HomeStyle renovation loans.
Really?
The realtors don't know. In fact, Fannie Mae did a survey of homeowners who recently bought houses with conventional financing, and they were trying to renovate the houses they just bought. And their general sentiment was they were kind of ticked off at their realtors because their realtor hadn't told them they could have financed their kitchen in their purchase through a HomeStyle loan, and they're trying to come up with $40,000 to do that now, which they didn't have before they closed. So it's a really great product. It's just a basic conventional loan with enhancements for the property piece. And I would suggest you qualify all your conventional borrowers as if they were going to do a HomeStyle, because they won't, but they'll tell their friends. Take a minute, do the worksheet, break down their maximum qualified loan amount, say it's $400,000, say, okay, William, what if you find a house for $275,000? We'll still lend you $400,000. So you have a built-in budget of $125,000 to fix up the house that you find, as long as those enhancements are supported by the appraisal. That's huge.
Well, and it's an opportunity for you to be that consultant to really talk about a strategy and talk about leveraging the investment that they're making in their property. And so whether they do it or not, same thing. Again, another opportunity, go out, do a video, talk to your realtors about, and share the opportunities with this, especially that it's not just for an owner-occupied. And it's a very streamlined process. The other thing, obviously, you can be able to, look at some of the things as far as the ADU, which is huge right now. We're looking at families that are coming into it. In fact, we're seeing it happen already of multi-generational families. Mm-hmm. Where you're having parents that are living in the house, still kids, that have gone away to school, come back from school, never went to school, whatever the case is. And so we're starting to see some of those changes. So again, always looking for ways for you to stand out. And that is the key. Grab some of these little nuggets just to be able to just do a quick video and say, hi, this is Ginger Bell. I'm here to talk to you about a fabulous program with Fannie Mae HomeStyle Renovation Loans. Did you know? And do 3 things. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, it will help your business immensely. Okay, this is the sweet spot of HomeStyle. Okay, so as of now, we have the full suite. We have every variation of HomeStyle that Fannie Mae offers. You can put it together with Home Ready for income restricted areas, and the advantage of that is that it reduces the MI coverage. The LLPAs are waived or capped at 1.5, and there's no requirement for a first-time home buyer. So you could do a HomeStyle, Home Ready, energy mortgage, and the borrower can finance energy improvements as well as take advantage of the features of Home Ready, which is pretty huge. Okay, so I think when you're thinking about your borrowers now, you really need to be kind of paying attention to the menu for the solution that's going to be the most complete solution for their situation. And HomeStyle, Home Ready, HomeStyle Energy, HomeStyle, Home Ready Energy allows you to offer a complete solution for property issues for a conventional borrower.
So you mentioned earlier about homeowners obviously already getting into a home, and they say, "Wow, I could have done some remodeling to it." And so maybe you're talking to someone like that. It's like, "Yeah, I just bought a home. I bought it 6 months ago. I didn't know I could do some things." Can they do a refinance on something like this?
You certainly, most certainly can. There's actually no seasoning. So I know in some of our California markets, we've had people close on their purchase because they had to close, and then take their time to plan their renovation, and then come back and refi with their drawings and their plans and their specs. So they actually got their dream home at the end of the day, but it wasn't their dream home at the purchase, but they really wanted the house. So there's no seasoning required. You could close today on a HomeStyle or an FHA loan, and you could refi tomorrow. We have to be careful as a lender for early payoff penalties. So we have to watch that and factor that into the equation. You need 6 months or 6 payments before you refi to a HomeStyle without there being a penalty.
So giving them a plan. So again, this is an opportunity for you to market to your database, and even, to look at, I know we used to go and get lists from title companies as far as who recently just bought a home, and being able to market to those people. And, obviously we have benefits. Rates are good right now, but why just stand on rates? Why not talk about, did you get the home you wanted? Is it everything you wanted? Have you thought about remodeling something? And again, this is an opportunity for you to do a video to talk about some of those things. Have you bought a house in the last 6 months? Did you want to remodel and didn't get a chance to? Would you like to do it now? I can show you how. Just something as simple as that. You don't have to get into all the guidelines. You just have to make a reason for them to go, that sounds very interesting, and then pick up the phone and call you. So those are things to think about on these types of programs. Interesting, you talk about mortgage insurance and reduced coverage. So having that reduced coverage can change the price as far as their actual payment, right?
It changes their payment dramatically, and then the capping the LLPAs affects both the rate and the the cost of the loan, right? So, because Fannie's LLPAs, they're the same across all their products, all their conforming products. So if you can waive them or cap them, that helps with the buyer's rate a lot.
Right, and their payment, because that mortgage insurance is something that they're going to have for a little while. So that could be something. And again, something else to look at, if you're looking at somebody that's looking at some different options as far as doing a rental loan, looking at FHA, you obviously have your mortgage insurance, you have your upfront mortgage insurance, you have your monthly MIP. That doesn't go away with FHA. But if you're going with a conventional Fannie Mae HomeStyle, that's one of those things to have a conversation about, that, at a certain percentage, when it reaches a certain LTV, all of those kind of things, that mortgage insurance can go away. So and your payment goes down. So again, just another opportunity for you to have an intelligent conversation with someone, being able to look at that and make a plan and have that plan, which I think is so critical to be able to do that. Okay, your next slide kind of looks at all of these. So tell me what you want to talk about with these, and then I'll move on.
So I just wanted to give people a visual of what we offer at Finance of America Mortgage. Okay, so these are the products the main products, and then the ancillary products. The FHA is really going to be a limited 203K and a standard, which is going to be determined by the cost of the repairs. Remember, the limited limits the dollar amount you can spend, so which is $35,000 all in, and that includes all the fees that are financed on the worksheet. Your closing costs and your regular mortgage admin costs, those are the same, so because those aren't financed, the borrower brings those as part of their closing costs. But any fee associated with the renovation loan is always calculated into the loan amount through the worksheet. So the limit is $35,000. The standard goes to the county limit and allows for structural repairs, alterations, improvements, whatever. The limited does not. And then on the right side, we just have the Fannie Mae HomeStyle, which shows all the programs that we offer. So you got your basic HomeStyle renovation loan, which is just a classic conforming. I want to add a master bedroom suite and put a deck and a pool and an outdoor kitchen in my property because my neighbors have them and I got to have one, and so I'm not worried about the appraised value. So you do a HomeStyle loan for that. But maybe I'm living in an opportunity zone where my income is lower than the 80% of the MI, area median income, and but I want to buy this house, but it needs to be fixed up, but I could do a HomeStyle home ready, put those two together so that I can buy the house and afford it, right? Or maybe I'm doing a refi and I'm going to do a cash out because I ain't got to put a solar on my house. I just got to do solar. So I'm calling you because I'm trying to do a cash out refi, and you talked to me about a 30-year fixed option, which is a HomeStyle energy mortgage, which will finance based on the as completed value of my house as opposed to the 80% as is value. I actually get more money, and I have a fixed rate. I'm not dealing with prime plus or minus anything. And it's, that might make more sense to do the HomeStyle energy, or which is unique to FAM, which is a HomeStyle energy. We call it Easy Path because it's a specific variance that we have from Fannie Mae that no other lenders have. And there's information about it on Platinum in the guidelines. But in short, up to $6,500, I can add up to $6,500 to any conventional mortgage for anything energy certified product, any Energy Star certified product. Okay, so, and they just add it. And I can go up to 115% of the as completed value if I'm adding big stuff like solar. But the Easy Path lets you ask your borrowers, what about appliances? Are you going to need new appliances in the house? How's the HVAC? Would it make sense for you to upgrade that now? And then they could get a more efficient appliance or unit in the house as part of the purchase. And the pricing is really close on the Easy Path. It's really close to our regular HomeStyle pricing. It's not a big hit. We're still managing the escrows, but it's a shorter escrow period. It's less time. It's less effort. So we try to reflect that in the pricing.
So, and you mentioned solar, and solar is a big thing. I know in California this year they passed legislation that all new homes had to have solar, and then if you're selling a home, it also has to have solar. And so those are kind of things, if you are in California, and I know there are some other states, I don't know how many states that are coming up with this legislation. So we're starting to see that, where it's no longer a choice, it's a requirement. And so getting ahead of that, again, having those conversations, it's a great opportunity to do that. And I think, William, it would probably be good for us to do a webinar next month on the HomeStyle Energy Easy Path. So
Sure.
if you guys would like us to do that, just comment in the chat box or the Q&A box and let us know, and we can definitely provide that. And
Yeah.
so Serena raising your hand. Okay, that's a yes, I'll take that, please. So that's perfect. We can definitely work on that. Ron, thank you for that. So it looks like that would be a good one to be able to focus on. So we've got lots of people raising their hands on that one. So William, we'll put that on the list for next month.
Okay, so like I said, they all require training and certification. And each one's about 45 minutes. It'll really help you understand how the product works, which will also help me be able to help you sell the product to your customers because we'll be talking the same language. And you'll feel more confident in being able to explain it if you do the training. It's 24/7. It's online. It's just they're just recorded webinars. You want to look at the product guides. So when I was originating, I had like my specific product guides, and sometimes I like to have paper. I read them on my screen now, but sometimes if it's really important, I'm going to print it.
I'm the same way. I'm still a paper gal. Hate to say it.
Margin, I highlight stuff. I circle stuff.
Yep.
I just drill down on reading what's 203K, what's HomeStyle. And then next month it'll be what's HomeStyle Easy Path, what's HomeStyle Energy. So I keep them separated in my brain so I can have a fluid conversation with the borrower and I'm not stumbling over my words trying to get the right thing and I say the right thing. I would bookmark FAMU if you haven't done that already. I think the next slide shows where the resources are that you can find through Platinum. No, this is a business development. Okay, we'll come back to that. This is kind of a takeoff on something that Ginger did last year. She does a really, really good webinar on business planning and business strategy. And I only wanted to put it in one slide. But if you can get Ginger's...
I can do it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm sure that they haven't written it down. They weren't really paying attention. They hadn't really gotten in the harness to pull the load that you gave them. This is like hope's not a strategy, guys. If you're hoping to make more money this year, well, what are you going to do about it? And it starts with production goals. It's the classic funnel. How many conversations do you have to get an application? How many applications do you have to get closed loans? How many closed loans do you have to make as much money as you want to make? Right? Write it down. Figure out where your business comes from. And then how often are you going to engage them? You know, the guy that the president of BombBomb sent me a video last month. He said you need to send like 17 videos a week.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
To really get people's engagement. So I'm somewhere between 1 and 17 right now. Like 17 is like, what? Like,
yeah, that's a lot of, I think
spam, right?
maybe, and I think so, and I think sending the videos like that, it depends on how you're sending them as well. And so BombBomb is a great way just to send a quick message, which sometimes we do that, William, where we just send, we do that all the time, where it's like, hey, I just hopped on this webinar, check out this recording, or if you're getting a closing, hey, congratulations, we just got your approval back from Finance of America. We're ready to move on to the next step. And you can do that anywhere. So hopefully he's just talking about those kind of short little videos.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but and to your point, as far as having a plan, so many times we sit down and we have a plan and, you write it down. Oh, this is great. And then you get busy, right? Yeah. And so part of having that plan is knowing how you're going to work that plan each and every day, even when you get busy. Exactly. And so, blocking those things out as far as things you need to do. I develop a lot of training and develop a lot of videos, and so I honestly have to block out time on my calendar so my team doesn't book me out. And so sometimes I'll get a phone call because they know what I do, and they're like, hey, can I slip in a call here? But you have to stick with that. Yeah. So having a plan is good. The other thing, and I love you have here, master the maximum mortgage worksheet. And it's one of those things that you want to be able to, first of all, know where it is and make sure you have access to it. And we made all of those accessible to you in a lot of different areas. So obviously you can always get that on Platinum, but it's also available in FAMU. So we have training in FAMU on how to complete the maximum mortgage worksheet. You can go through that. You can download the worksheet. What I love about the worksheet is you have really made it simple that you can just put in the numbers and it'll calculate the percentages for you. So it is that easy math, which I need. And so, just getting into that beforehand, go and grab those and be able to know where they are. And then working off of that. One of the things you have down here is industry events. And I don't think we leverage enough industry events that are happening. So looking at what's going on in your area, the different realtor associations, whether it's ARIA or NAREP, or even your local, like California, there's so many things that are going on with CAR there, in Florida. So all those different things to be able to take advantage of that and look at some bigger events too. Some of the big events, I know RE/MAX is having their annual, this is a worldwide event that they do in Vegas. Mm-hmm. And so, maybe you don't even need to attend. Maybe you just need to, take a trip to Vegas if you're lending in Nevada. Hang out at one of the bars, Guess what you're going to meet? A whole bunch of real estate agents. So, things like that I think are so important to be able to do, to look at those industry events to create a strategy. And then, if you're knowledgeable about these things, some of the conversation you can have with realtors is, hey, when was the last time you had a house that, needed to have the kitchen redone? And how did they do it? How did they, did they use cash? You don't have to come up and start selling to them right away. You can
Right.
just say, hey, have you ever had this? People will share stories with you. And so let them share their story and say, yeah, it's like we used to call it the feel, felt, found. It's been around forever. Yeah, I know how you feel. And I had some clients that felt the same way. And what we found is by utilizing the Fannie Mae HomeStyle program, they were able to get into the house and they were able to get the kitchen done, the bathrooms done, and they made it to where it was solar ready. And so they were able to get the energy efficiency done. And it was all done within one loan. And the MI is going to eventually go away, so their payment's going to go down. But hey, have you ever thought about that? So just those kind of things to think about. Sly like a fox, right? So
Yeah.
do that. So looking at industry events, consumer-facing social media. Again, videos are a great way to be able to do that. We do have renovation videos. Those are also available in FAMU. We've done those before from different webinars that we've done, and we'll continue to do those. That's part of the strategy session on building your business that we're doing, is to be able to find all those little nuggets that'll help you to be able to build your business. So before we move on to the next slide, we have a quick question as far as the programs.
Yeah.
Specifically, Sabrina wants to know, do these apply in Florida?
All of them apply all across the country, yes.
So all 50 states, you're going to be able to get these products, and they'll be available to you.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. And there are resources.
Yep, so here's where the stuff is. This is a live link to Platinum, which is our primary website, and that page is from Platinum. And you'll see on there on the right, you see there's actually a link to FAMU, Finance of America University. That's a live link, and there's a link on the left to FAMU. I like FAMU because I can click on the icon for 203K training, and all of the supporting materials, the product guidelines, everything is right there beneath it. That just works for me for what I do.
Yep.
There's no pricing information. There's none of that stuff there. But it's just all the resources for these products are on FAMU. So I think either one, you can go into Platinum and then go to FAMU, or you can go to FAMU directly. But we try and keep the resources current and updated and available to you, so you have them, at your disposal when you're trying to learn and sell the products.
Well, that was the entire thing when we designed FAMU. It's been almost 3 years, which is hard to believe. But the goal was to be able to have one place where you could go for all the resources. And we are the only wholesale lender that has an online learning portal. So that's one of those things to look at as far as a great partner, which is Finance of America, is providing you with the resources of not just great, loan programs and pricing and, support and rockstar account executives and rockstar, national renovation sales managers like William, but being able to really have that ongoing training, which is what we need, because we can't keep it in our heads. We have to be able to know where to go. And so that's what we do with FAMU. And it's not just a place for training. We have a ton of marketing that's available for you. So there's flyers in there. There's some PowerPoints. There's videos in there that we've done for renovation and for commercial. And so you can find all of those there.
There's a question here which I can take, which says, "Hi Ginger, is there sales technical help at FAM to consult when we're trying to put a deal together?" So Richard, yeah, there is. And what usually I recommend is do the training, take a shot at filling out the worksheet, and always start with the worksheet, even if you're not sure it's a deal, because once you put it in the worksheet, which is formula driven, you can see if it's the deal because it's just a financial transaction. And then beyond that, if you still need help, you would reach out to your account exec. And if they can't answer your questions or help you, they will contact me or loop me into the conversation, and then I would be happy to help you. But that's kind of the way we go through that, only because I like you to stay close to your account execs because they are in some ways a better resource for all things FAM than I am. And I like people to do the training so we're having the same conversation. Otherwise, just do the worksheet. And even if it seems intimidating, I tell everybody, I'll tell you guys, I was a language fine art major in college. So I knew enough Excel to build the worksheet so that I could use it as a sales tool. It may look scary because it's an Excel worksheet, but you just type in the spaces and it's formula driven, and you'll see if you have a transaction or not. And then you can send your worksheet to your account exec too, and they can tell you if it's right or not. But that's how we try to help you with that.
Right. And so beginning with training, always a call to your account executive as well. And if you don't have access to FAMU, you can register the code. It is code specific, so you can get the login information that's listed there, which is my-fam-u-1. When you register, that's the code, and it's free. So, but it's just a matter of being able to access that and have all the resources. But a lot of different things that are available to you, especially for resources between the training and the flyers and the videos and presentations. Very good. Any other questions? So we are recording this. I'll send out a copy of this recording along with the PowerPoint. And
I'll update it and send it to you directly so it'll be current and accurate.
Perfect. And then we've got a couple people raising hands. So if you raise your hands, I don't have the ability to unmute you. So if you do have a question, please type it into either the chat box or the Q&A box, and we can see those. And then next month, we'll put it on the docket. It looks like everyone has said, yes, they want HomeStyle Energy, Easy Path. So William will do that for next month. And then let us know what other additional training resources that we can provide for you. You know, our goal is to be able to provide you with resources to help you to go out and build your business. And that's really what we do. And here's a list of the webinars that are coming up. So if you're not already registered for our webinar tomorrow, go to famuevents.com and get registered. It's tomorrow at 11 a.m. And tomorrow we're going to be doing the first of our Stand Out in Your Market series, and I'll be talking about the power of Google in your business. And so what you need to do as far as, you know, paying attention. Serena has a phone call came in. Can I rewatch this seminar? Yes. So I'll send out a copy of the recording tomorrow. And all of our webinars, I post into FAMU. So all of our webinars that we've done in the past, you can go and you can watch them. And so if you haven't had enough of us today, then you can go and listen to one of the webinars that we've done in the past. So tomorrow, Standing Out in Your Marketplace, hop onto that. And then on Tuesday, February 25th, we have our Leap Ahead of the Competition with Investor Home Loans. We're talking about the investment home loan program that's available through FAM Commercial. And then Wednesday, we're doing Conversations from the Field. And we're beginning with Raul on that one. He'll be our first one. So question in from Tanya wants to know, please clarify the change on the limited 203K renovation product. Is that correct? That the increased renovations up to $42,000 only applies to the opportunity zones?
Yes, that is correct. So the total is $50,000 with the contingency and the finance inspections and title updates and everything. But it really backs out to about $42,000 in renovations. So the solar in the sale would apply for. Can you clarify that, George?
So I think what he's talking about, George, are you in California?
So he has a PACE loan, which goes with the property. So while you wait, yes, okay. So he's got a PACE loan.
Gotcha.
Private financing. So he has to include in the sale. That can be done as a regular conventional loan. We can pay off the PACE loan as part of a regular conventional loan purchase. They would only have to do the HomeStyle if they wanted to do improvements. So there's information about that on FAMU as well. And I think we did a webinar. Maybe it was just for AEs, but they could just pay that out. They can pay off the PACE loan as part of the HomeStyle Energy loan.
So we haven't done one for accounting
for the brokers yet.
Yeah, for our TPO. So let's do PACE loans along with the Easy Path, and that's what Serena's asking. Is there a separate training only on the solar? And we haven't. We haven't had a separate training on the solar. So what we'll do on the HomeStyle Energy, the Easy Path, and the PACE loans, we'll wrap those together, and we'll talk about some of the solar in there as well.
And if you have a specific deal right now before we get to March in our webinar, contact your account exec. They should be a good source of information. If they don't know, like I said, they will reach out to me or somebody else and get the answers for you.
Perfect. And any other questions? We'll stay on for a couple more minutes. So if you do have any other questions, you can type those in there. And we want to thank everyone for your time. We always appreciate you taking time out of your day to hop on these trainings. I know you're busy. We know you're busy. But this is all about building your business. And that's what makes brokers great, is because you guys are awesome about always learning about things. So here's my challenge for you today. You learned a lot of different things. I want you all to either do a quick little video, not 17, but just a quick little video, and post it on social, or send it out to a real estate partner and just let them know, hey, just wanted to let you know that there's a great option available with Fannie Mae HomeStyle, where we can be able to allow your buyers to wrap the remodel costs into the loan. If you'd like to find out more, give me a call to do that, or just to pick up the phone. Call a real estate partner. You guys should be making, I always say you should be making a minimum of 5 calls, outward calls a week. I always say a day, because I like to get into the habit of that. And you can do it first thing in the morning. And that's one of the things you can do. And so things to look at. And if you don't want to, if you're like, Ginger, I'll get on the phone and it'll take me forever to do that, then think about using some different services. There's a services called Slide Broadcast or Slide Dial, and it's a great little phone service. And you can actually do a recording and put phone numbers in and send your message out. And instead of them picking up the phone, the system knows to send it to voicemail. And so you can send a message out and put in 5 phone numbers. It'll go straight to voicemail. Or you can text it out. So, you can text something like that out and just say, hey, I was just thinking about you. Was just on a training talking about, Fannie Mae HomeStyle, great renovation product. Love to share it with you. Let's set up a time to chat. That's it. So think about the different ways, especially anything outside of email. Email is just one of the hardest ways to get through to people. So you need to think about different ways that you can be able to reach people and share information like this. Okay, good. So I'm not seeing any other questions in. So I want to thank all of you for your time. And William, as always, thank you for joining me. And we'll see you on the next webinar.
Thank you very much. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Ginger.
Oh, Stephanie's asking or Stephan, it looks like. Thank you. So the app, I'll type it in here. It's called Sly Dial. So if you look up Sly Dial, and it's just an app you can put on your phone. I use it all the time because there's sometimes phone calls, follow-up that I need to do, and I just don't need to talk to that many people, but I want to get in touch with that many people and be in front of them. So Sly Dial or Sly Broadcast are great ways to do that. And I'll throw those in one of our upcoming webinars too. We'll talk about some of those things. So very good. Okay, you guys, have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, everybody.